why do we need coding? Okay. So basically coding, let's imagine that this is the machine. Okay. This is your computer. Now, computer, actually you can do multiple tasks on computer, and I think everyone will agree that computer is multitasking, right? That you can play games while you are listening to the music, right? And you can calculate something on computer. You can do a lot of things on computer, right? Even on the website, you can watch YouTube channel, you can do a lot of things on computer. So what's happening? You are actually performing a task, isn't it, everyone? So what are you actually doing? Essentially, you're asking your computer to perform a task. So let's say that if I want to open a browser, so I will send a command, okay, or I will send an input that open a browser, and your computer does that. It immediately pops up the browser in front of you, right? So basically, when you want to convert your intention, okay, you your intention into a computer task, then you need coding. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to write something, okay, which is understandable by the computer. Now you can imagine any language in the world, and that is what it is doing. Basically, it is converting our intention into a computer computer task, or which can be performed by the computer. So basically, what an engineer, what an software engineer, they do, they basically start writing writing some piece of lines. And what are these are the real intentions, okay? These are the real intentions which are actually getting converted into computer task. Now I'm going to show you a simple example as well, that if in case you want to perform, you want to perform 2 plus 3 equal to 5. So this output will be given to you by the computer, and how it is happening in the background, I'm going to show you that as well. So what are we trying to convert with the help of coding? We are trying to convert the real intentions into computer task. So we are trying to convert our real intention into computer task, which can be performed by the computer. Okay. So always remember this. A lot of people, they don't like coding. That's okay. Coding is not something which you can learn in one day. It takes months, and for some people it takes years. But it is something, if people start enjoying it, then you always like to do it. I have a friend, he never used to like coding. But one day when I met him and I said, try these things, and he started coding, he spent close to 2 years. And today he is the real developer and he's really coding. So it's all about how much time do you spend on it to learn coding. Okay. It's not something which you can understand in a day or 2 day. Okay. It's not like cloud. It's not like project management course. Coding is something which takes time, because there are so many things which you learn over the period of time, and you apply those learnings to solve a problem. Okay. Now, there is something which I would like to tell everyone. How many types of coding are there? So basically, there are two types of coding. One is the scripting language. Okay. And the second one is the programming language. Now, sometimes this sounds very similar. Scripting language, programming language, okay, both are similar. I agree with all of you that, both are similar. But there is a slight difference which we all have to understand. What is scripting and what is programming? Okay. So scripting is something where you do coding to perform small task. Okay. So when you want the computer to perform a small task, you do scripting. And when you are building a massive applications or maybe mobile applications, smartphone applications, web applications. When you are building applications and it requires, lot of coding, then that is programming. Okay. So let's understand this again. What is the difference between scripting and what is the difference between scripting and programming? Scripting is a coding which helps to perform small tasks. But when we say programming, right, it's like building a big application, or even a small application. But yes, you are building some good application. It can be your mobile application, smartphone application, computer application, a lot of things. Okay. So basically, let's imagine if I ask computer that display a date, like what's the date today? Okay, if I ask that display a date, it's a small task. Okay, I'm just giving a small task to a computer and I'm coding it. I'm writing the task and I'm coding it. Okay, if I am building an application where I have a chat option available, I can watch videos, right? This is programming because you are building an application by writing lot of code, right? To build this application or to build these functionalities. So that is application, that is programming. So you will use programming to build these big application with multiple functionalities. Okay. You can imagine that Netflix is developed by programming. Okay. Facebook application is developed by programming. Okay. But let's imagine that, you just wanted to create few servers in the cloud, right? It was just one small task. So you can do Terraform coding, that's a scripting. So those are the scripts which actually do a small task, and that's quite enough. So okay, so let me ask you one interesting question. So do you guys know Instagram, or what do you think? Instagram application is built by programming or scripting? What do you think? Programming, everyone? What do you think? Or scripting? Exactly, programming. Because Instagram is a big application which has been coded. And okay, let me ask you another interesting question. You know how many lines of code developers of Instagram organization, okay, have wrought to build this Instagram application? Can anyone guess the number of lines of code they have written to build Instagram application? So basic over 10 million plus lines have been written, by the developers, and they are writing day by day to add more functionalities on Instagram, right? 10 millions lines. Can you imagine 10 millions? They are writing every day to build a massive application that is Instagram. And that's the power of programming. Okay. But the problem with programming is it cannot be learned in 1 month. Okay. It takes its own sweet time. We offer programs on programming. However, we can teach you programming, but to gain that real rhythm of programming, it will take, maybe 6 months or maybe in a year to actually learn programming. It's a big thing. Okay. But when it comes to scripting, okay, when it comes to scripting, when I say that scripting helps to perform a small task, essentially I mean that scripting helps in automation. Okay. So the automation which are happening right now, okay, let's say DevOps, if we talk about DevOps. So DevOps is actually based on scripting. So people who come with no background in IT and they are learning cloud and they are learning, DevOps, they can easily learn DevOps because DevOps actually follows the scripting coding. It does not follow the programming coding, right? A lot of people, they come to me and say, Naman, DevOps requires coding. Do you think it's easy to do? And my answer always is yes. Why? Because scripting is just easy coding. You can learn scripting within 1 month or 2 months and you are good. Okay. After that, you can keep practicing. That's quite okay. Okay. So DevOps actually comes under scripting, and big applications development comes under programming.